All right, guys, some more coaching news here. The Cowboys hired the Cardinals offensive line coach Clayton Adams for their offensive coordinator vacancy. Not a typical route you see.
I just want to give it up for Cowboys fans because they were going crazy on social media for 2 days, and like that's where it's gone for the Cowboys fans. They have to they're like going crazy for an offensive line coach hire. And like, listen, the guy's by all accounts a good coach. You know what I mean? But like,
I just got no idea. I have no idea what it's going to look like.
Well, we're assuming Schottenheimer's going to call the plays too, right? So you're like, that's how you go get a good offensive line coach. This is a bump in pay and title.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the Cowboys' offense, it largely is what it is. It's Dak, who's still, I think, a top 12 quarterback.
Yep.
It's CeeDee Lamb, who's a top 4, top 5 wide receiver. And then it's not much else. It's an O-line that I think will be better because the young guys will get better who they drafted last season. But, yeah, we just don't know what it's going to look like. And, like, Brian Schottenheimer in Seattle, like, it wasn't good. Like, in terms of his approach to a modern NFL offense, like, he was the king of run, pass, first down, second down, third down. So he's going to need to show that he's evolved if this offense is going to take a step forward.
I wonder if Jerry Jones has a lot more input than most owners of NFL teams, and so we got to get back to running the ball. They tried to do it down the stretch with Rico Dowdle, had some success, not a ton, but you think about what this Arizona team did under Clayton Adams. They were third in rushing yards, second in yards per carry during the stretch that he was the offensive line coach. Now again, some of that's personnel, some of that's the offense coordinator. Again, he was just the offensive line coach, but I've seen a lot of mocks, not yours, but I've seen a lot of mocks that have Ashton Genty going to the Cowboys in the first round. This is a team that did draft Ezekiel Elliott with a top 5 overall pick, so Jerry's not scared to use high draft capital on a running back.
No,
so it does feel like they'll be, whether it's a free agent or a high draft.
Could be
pick,
both.
It could, because this is Connor, I haven't done the deep dive that you have yet, but feels like this is a very strong running back class.
It's loaded. I mean, we were talking about Chip Kelly before. He's got 2 running backs that are going to be taken in the top 3 to 4 rounds, and Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins. I think what's going to hurt Genty, as amazing as he is, and he'll go in the first round, is there's starters in rounds 2 and 3 galore, like across the board. Pass catchers, speed guys, power backs. Marion Hampton from UNC, Caleb Johnson from Iowa, Cam Scatterbu from Arizona State. So I'm fascinated to see do teams try to build the offensive line and get the value at running back, because I think that's what Dallas should do. But Genty's the star. Like, you draft Genty, and that's the jersey that's sold across your entire fan base.
Right.
It's a weird balance.
Yeah, and Jerry loves stars.
Yeah, so that wouldn't shock me at all. One more bit of coaching news here. 2 notes, actually. One with the Bucs. They promoted pass game coordinator Josh Grizzard to offensive coordinator. They stay in-house with that, Jay, which isn't shocking. I mean, there was obviously a chance that they can get like a Nick Caley from the Rams, but they stay in-house and try to keep everything with continuity for Baker Mayfield and company.
Yeah, I think the main takeaway from this is just another year, another coordinator for Baker Mayfield, which has been the story of his career, just not really having that continuity. And we'll see how much Grizzard takes on and continues what Liam Cohen was doing. And it's good for Baker, at least, that he's in the same spot. Presumably, there's going to be a lot of the same concepts. He's taken huge steps the past 2 weeks. But, yeah, I think we just assume that it's going to look like the same offense for now until we see otherwise.
Yeah, and I think the change in coordinator, and it has been the story of Baker Mayfield's career. But what's nice is that early in his career, the changing coordinators every year was because they weren't getting the job done.
Yeah.
The production wasn't there. Now the changing coordinators is because they keep getting hired for better jobs because Baker's performing at such a high level. Dave Canales gets the job in Carolina. Liam Cohen now goes to Jacksonville. So, Josh Grizzard is like, I'm going to be a head coach by next year.
Right.
Like, it feels that way. One good year. I mean, that's basically what Liam Duval Cohen had.
Terrifying.
This lives rent-free in all our brains till the
Come
end
on.
of time.
It was super weird.
It was
I've
tough.
been watching that on.
It's the head tilt. It's not actually the Duval.
And if you like, so much of it was that was clipped, just the weird Duval of it. But if you watch the whole clip, when he's just like, I'm here, it's Jacksonville Jaguars. Duval, like he's sort of like he's like trying to be rah, but he doesn't like want to totally lean into it, and so he just sort of gets stuck in this no man's land of like being
villain act.
Weird. Yeah,
I like the Texans to win the AFC South.
after that, exactly. Did the betting markets change? I believe they did.
They should have. There's an inefficiency to be exploited now.
Our last bit of coaching news, as we were sitting here taping, Todd Monken signs an extension with Baltimore, guys. Lamar Jackson, historic season statistically. Obviously, Monken's taken this offense to new heights. Not a shock to see him stay in Baltimore.
Yeah, he was a guy that sort of got mentioned. I think the Raiders were a team that were looking at him maybe.
He gets looks, yeah.
But I think this is great news for all of the Ravens offensive players. For if you're in a dynasty league and you've got Lamar, you've got
Zay Flowers,
Rashad Bateman, Derrick Henry. We'll see what happens there. Andrews unlikely. Andrews is a fascinating guy that we'll be talking about a lot this offseason as well. But anyway, Baltimore, one of the best teams in fantasy football, especially last year. So good to see there's going to be continuity with the Ravens offense.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com. And I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched. Or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.